Welcome back to the channel, guys, and on today's review we're taking a look at a very creative way that a company called Vion decided to use this little hole right here inside of my Tesla Model Y. You can see there's a hole. It's like a screw hole, I think. So we're going to take a look at that today. So right now we are in a 2001 Model Y. My 2019 Model 3 does not have that little hole in the handle, so make sure you check that if you like this product before you go and order it. Here it is. This is what it looks like. Very unique. Now, as you can see right now, I do not have any kind of phone mount in my car, and one of the reasons for putting a phone mount in here, even though we have this wireless charger down here, is my screen is much lower than the default one because of the tilt screen that I've installed in both of my Teslas. I love having my screen tilted towards me, but it does cause a little bit of a challenge when it comes to using phone mount. First of all, putting my phone down here isn't even an option. You can see it's 3/4 covered, and I just don't like that. I reviewed other mounts on this channel where it was mounted right here or even over on the side, but if you're sitting here right where my head is, you can see it's completely covered. So I've been waiting for someone to come up with a solution, and let's see if this phone mount is the one. All right, so first let's get it out of the box. So it looks like we're gonna need a T30 and a wrench, and then we're gonna be removing the original screw in the handle and I guess replacing it with this one. So before we get too deep into the unboxing, let's talk about some of the concerns that I do have with a model like this, with this kind of a mount. And that is, like, you know, I'm 6'1", leg room, you know, is it gonna be in the way of my leg? Am I gonna have enough adjustability to kind of get it up out of the way? And then is it secure enough to be opening and closing my door with my phone essentially following the door? Am I gonna even like that? All right, so here's the mount. It's shipped in this really hard kind of like foam padding. It's got really nice shipping on it. Try to get it out here. So this is not made out of plastic. This is made out of a nice metal material, so definitely feels sturdy and high quality, and that's awesome. So you take off the first layer here, and then you get to the actual tools. They actually provide you with the T30 as well as the wrench. That's pretty cool. And so you can take this T30, you stick it here into the wrench, it snaps into place, and it can also be mounted in the bottom end of it as well for some tighter spaces. It's all made out of metal. Pretty cool little tool. All right, so step one, remove the original screw. Yep, fits right in there. Definitely gonna have to use the other side here. All right, start it on that side, flip it over. Watch the whole door just fall apart. All right, there's the original screw. Make sure you don't lose that somewhere in case you ever want to replace it. And you can see how there is a piece that's like angled right here to make sure that it goes along with the contour of the door handle. So we'll get that in there. Looks like there's really only one way to do this, which is right perfect for me. I don't have to think too hard here. Get that screwed in. And it says that if it didn't line up, you could just sort of lift the door handle until it does line up, if it got off a little bit, but this appears to be lining up just fine. I'm gonna make it too tight, but tight enough. And then the next step is to take this MagSafe piece here. We're gonna loosen this up. It's gonna snap right here onto this ball, and then we should be able to just easily snap on the phone. So I'm gonna tighten this up a little bit, which should tighten up these. There we go. Makes that harder, so then I can get this snapped on. There we go. Tighten this down. All right, so let's take a look at where you're able to actually place this. It appears as you move it around that really it's designed to basically be anywhere from right here to right here. Like, this is the sweet zone for you to be, you know, for it to be mounted. So I'm gonna tighten it up right there. And finally, let's try putting a phone on it. So this is an iPhone 16 Pro Max. Wow, yeah, that's a very tight grip on there. I mean, it's MagSafe and it's got a very strong magnet, like a very strong magnet. So that's awesome. It's not in the way of my hand. I got plenty of space from that standpoint. Do an open and door close test. I mean, this is obviously when you get out of your car, you're gonna take your phone with you, so this is not really a big deal, but just to see how strong that magnet is, what it can take. I mean, I'm slamming that pretty hard and it didn't even budge. Love that. Now this is looking right in front of my eyes. I got the camera held directly in front of me. This is what I'm looking at. That is exactly what I've been waiting for. I don't want any more screens cluttered right here. I already have an up front display, the big screen here, and now my phone can be over here. That is perfect for me. I do all my communication and texting and everything via my AirPods, so I don't have to have my hands on anything. Everything is hands-free. So when I see someone calling, I can nod my head or shake my head to, you know, answer or text the call with the, you know, new AirPod movement controls, and that's That's perfect. And yes, I know there's going to be comments that say I look like I'm in some kind of a spaceship with all these different consoles, but I'm a total nerd and I love it. So I know it's not for everybody, but if you're looking for a phone mount that does not clutter up your screen and you happen to have the hole mounted in your arm handle here, this is an excellent option. Now let's go over some of the specs of this phone mount. It says it's made out of a premium alloy, and it's for 2022 through 2025 Model Ys and 2021 through 2023 Model 3s, as well as 2024 through 2025 Highland models. But of course, just make sure you have the hole in your handle there. It does also say it's compatible only with Model 3s manufactured after April 2021 and Model Ys since 2022. It's currently selling for $49 before my discount, and there's free shipping inside the United States. I think you guys are gonna really like this one. Okay, now before I wrap up this video, one more thing I wanna show you guys that Vion sent me is their charging cords. They're USB-C, but what makes them unique, and the reason why I've shown them here on this channel a few different times, is because look at this. They're like a rubber material. They don't get all tangled and whatnot, and they're thick, so they're gonna avoid damage. But take a look at this. One of the ends is a 90-degree, and the other is your regular end here. Again, both USB-C, but when it's plugged in and it's got power to it, it's kind of nice because this little light will turn on. So if you want to know more about any of this stuff, I'll leave the links down below in the description, as well as any codes for discounts happening at the time. So that's going to pretty much wrap up the review for this phone holder from Vion. But next week, we're going to be doing an install on my Model Y, and it's some kind of, I haven't really opened the box yet, but it's some kind of like lighting that's going to be changing the ambience inside of the car. I'm kind of excited to get to. Should be a pretty basic install, one that most people are going to be maybe able to do without tearing the car apart too much. So if you want to see how that comes out, stick around, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video.